Hello, New Zealand, Taiwan, and the Philippines. We're the Men in Blazers. That is Rog Bennett. I'm Michael Davies. The Men in Blazers from the crap part of Soho, here to break down another action-packed, narrative-fueled weekend
Almost
in the
as
Premier
much
League.
narrative in the Premier League as there is in New Zealand, Davo.
Oh, my favourite part of this segment,
Well,
Rog.
congratulations.
I want the news.
New Zealand. HSBC has named, well, let's say which country the best to bring up children.
Yeah.
Well, number 3 was Germany, which makes me question the integrity of the whole report.
Yeah.
But number 1
standard of
was
living.
New Zealand. 87% of expats who live there say it's the perfect place to bring up a child. A story that was only undermined this week by the Story Pizza Company warned over fireworks stunt. What are you doing, Hell Pizza chain? The fire service, they've got 35,000 kilograms of fireworks that they're delivering to people's houses alongside pizza. It's a lot of pizza, Dave.
No wonder it's a great country to raise children
The fire
in.
service,
What
Todd
else, Rog?
Donahue, well done. He says they shouldn't be doing it because there's many underage and intoxicated people. I'm wondering if they're different people or underage intoxicated people who will do stuff with fireworks and pizza. You can do a lot of great stuff with fireworks and pizza. Finally, New Zealand, your All Blacks are about to come over here to the United States and give...
Oh, they're playing the Eagles,
our
right,
mighty US Eagles a bare-bottom spanking at Soldier Field, which is sold out. 62,000 Americans are willing to part with their hard-earned cash to watch one team, yours, give ours a of the old neck. You beat us 46-6, I believe, in 1991, which is when you two last played. Not in the face. That's all. Not in the face.
Oh, rugby's getting bigger in America. One day you feel like America could be a decent rugby
Not this
playing
weekend.
nation. Rog, okay, big stories at the Premier League this weekend. The biggest game, no doubt, up at Old Trafford, the Theatre of Dreams. Manchester United versus Chelsea. Ended 1-1, Rog. But even before we get to the football, perhaps the most exciting, the sort of the new addition to the Premier League script here, it is the bromance between Jose Mourinho, Chelsea manager, and Louis van Gaal.
They couldn't keep their hands off each other. The two worked together at Barcelona in the 90s. Van Gaal, then the coach. Mourinho was what, Dave?
Well, he was assistant number 3,
He was his
believe,
number 3 assistant. Where's his number 1 and number 2 assistant? Now we ask ourselves. The two, they were just like, it was so much public display of affection. I thought it was a little sinister. I mean, you have a theory about it.
Well, look, 3 times they greeted each other before the game, sort of in the locker rooms, at the sort of the step and repeat interviews. Then Mourinho goes up into
the little brick doghouse.
There.
At Old Trafford.
Yes, it was amazing.
He invaded Van Gaal's territory to me. I am a man who will go anywhere. I will invade your private space.
But the most alarming for me, Rog, it was after the game. After the game, he goes again into Louis van Gaal's dugout, as though to say, I don't really mind that you basically took a point off me with that last-minute goal. But he touches his face, Rog. As he's shaking his hand, he's embracing me. Touches
message delivered
his face.
being,
I'm going to have my Russians kill you.
Yeah, it was all power moves. It was all who is in control. Van Gaal kept working the kidneys. Mourinho very fond on the patting on the back. I can absolutely kill you if I'd like to. It was dominance. It was power moves. It was like watching Yasser Arafat and Yitzhak Rabin on the White House lawn. What looked friendly was actually very sinister.
So Chelsea took the lead to the football, Rog. Chelsea took the lead at the beginning of the second half. Goal from Didier Drogba. First goal in 960 days.
Well done, Grandpa.
A vintage Didier Drogba goal at the near post from a corner. But they then looked like they were going to hold out. They looked
shut the game down.
Control of the game. But Manchester United displaying some spine, Rog, for the first time this season, for the first time in a while. Ball cuts down the left channel.
Di Maria.
Ivanovic.
Was there a dive? Dive-ish.
Grazes him.
Down to 10 men. Ball goes in. Fellaini causes havoc, and RVP scores with a roar. And that roar was probably amplified by the Manchester City fans. That goal may turn out to be one of the most important goals City see scored all season. The joy that surrounded Old Trafford. It was 1-1, lads. You got a point. Well done. I think really ultimately the joy was for a feeling at United that self-confidence and a modicum of dignity may be back.
Finally, a performance that the fans can be proud of. Down in London, Rog, Winston Reid's West Ham 2, Manchester City 1. West Ham playing fantastic football, beating the champions, Rog. and, you know, deservedly, one would have to say.
The headlines are, what is going wrong at City? For us, it's looking at that back line. Vincent Kompany, reputation still up here.
He was.
His performance is probably a little more down there. And Mangala attacked all day long and pinpointed by West Ham.
Yeah.
But the headline should be, this West Ham team are very fine footballers indeed. Watching Valencia burn up and down those flanks, absolutely exquisite. They have pace there, and also at the back, they're deeply organised. James Collins is a human shot blocking machine. And Winston Reid, this week in Winston Reid.
Whoa, transfer rumours, we've got something, Rog?
Arsenal this week. Never has a player been so wanton in the rumours that surround him. Thank God, as we are broadcasting this into your loving arms. Arsenal this week, lads.
Finally,
wouldn't
Rog,
wish that on anybody.
A game some of you might have witnessed. Spurs somehow conspiring to lose to Newcastle 2-1 at home, going in to the break 1-0 ahead. Rog, what is it with this Spurs team?
Well, it's a very odd game. At half-time, you thought the game was over. Newcastle were that bad. They came back on, and within 6 seconds, you said the longest 6 seconds in
of Eric Dyer's life.
They equalised. Sammy Amiobi, and then they went ahead. Afterwards, Pochettino said, my team, the problems aren't tactical. They're not about skill. They're mental. And you kind of think with this Spurs team, their confidence is so fragile, and that fragility of confidence is built up through manager after manager after manager, through players sifting in and out who are not quite at the skill level as advertised. You said that they are
footballing sub-prime.
And that is a mental problem that Pochettino has admitted he's going to have to find some way of working out. I do not know how you deface something which is cultural and endemic within a club.
It goes all the way to the top, to the owner, Daniel Levy, as far as I'm concerned, Rog. So that is the news from the Premier League season, 9:38 of the way through. That's not even, we're not even at the 17th tee yet in a 4-round golf tournament of round 1, Rog. So a lot still to come.
Most teams just trying to avoid the cut.
From the crap part of Soho, goodbye.
Go easy, All Blacks.